after 11 years of trying to participate in the fight, the word will still probably send shivers down my spine. It's a word that still conjures up visions of vultures spiraling over big garbage dumps full of mutilated bodies, or of men and women suspended by body parts not meant for suspension, or of nuns and priests sacrificed in the altars of the death squad savagery to feed the rabid greed of the country's elites to maintain their own version of divine right of kings, to run their little backwater country as they see fit to ensure their ability to send their families shopping at will in New York or Paris or New Orleans at the expense of others who can barely feed their families. If you can call salt and tortillas and bitter coffee a meal, I too drank a bitter coffee. This blonde-haired, blue-eyed bringer infused with the mission to stop the killing. Not another Vietnam, not in my name. Fresh from white bread country, white snow country, eating rice and beans and pupusas, walking with the poor to liberate them from years, no, centuries, no, millennia of oppression. Intellectually engaged, analyzing the situation, then in body, if not truly in spirit. How could theirs ever really be mine? Fly north, home with a family who woefully ignore my realities because it's just too scary to think of me there. Why can't she just get a real job and stay home where she belongs, for God's sake? Off to LA to find support for this righteous cause. Now south again, semi-permanent jet lag and a mindly schizophrenic haze, trying to remember which person to be in which locale. Back in Salvador, in a little apartment hotel, sitting by its pool, and my escape through reading broken suddenly by 3 young men cannonballing their entrance into the pool. Now trying to ignore their press of questions of what I do, why I do it, why I'm here now in Salvador. Best not to answer those kinds of questions from those kinds of young men in that kind of place. Pretty clear they don't walk with the poor. But what's the harm in joking around a bit? Can't I escape for a while from the boredom of a Sunday when not much work can be done because everyone in Salvador seems to be at church? Okay, I'll go to dinner with you. Just this once. You seem nice enough, sort of. And of course it's you of the 3 guys that invites me to dinner. You so clearly are in charge in that pool. We dine and you talk. Amazing how much people will talk about themselves if you ask them those little one-word questions that somehow miraculously keep spinning more and more of their story and make it possible not to have to tell much of one's own. You talk about yourself and what you do or did. You say did, not do, not anymore. Too much stress in the job. Too difficult keeping all those guns under your bed, in your bed, always worrying if they can't get you in the night. It got you so sweated and trembled through the night, worrying that all those guns wouldn't be enough to protect you from the enemy. They're everywhere, you know. You tell me, your now half-crazed eyes blazing red. Enemies? Everywhere? Are yours the same as mine? I wonder, knowing without wanting that they most certainly are not. Somehow I managed to keep it together. Enduring your diatribe through that dinner from hell, while I tried like hell to will it to an end. You don't seem to feel or smell my fear as you drive me back to my apartment hotel, where the security guard opens the locked gates and I slip in, escaping from you to the safety of my inner room, as deep inside that little hotel as an inner room could possibly be. Take refuge in your reading, Jody. That didn't really happen. You didn't really just have dinner with the death squad. One of their own. One of those notorious death squads. They who assassinated the Archbishop and raped, murdered the 4 American women, church women. To say nothing of the tens of thousands of nameless dead they've slaughtered in their frenzy of savagery. What the hell were you thinking, going to dinner with a man like that? You knew he wasn't on our side. Where in the hell did you put your political judgment to make that stupid fucking decision born of your boredom and your incipient burnout? Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap? Who could possibly be at my door? No one can come in here once those gates are locked. I didn't call the desk to let anyone in. Who the hell is bugging me now? I wonder as I open the door to you and those blazing red eyes. Your menace fills my room as you back me to the edge of the bed, the only place in the sparse room to sit and chat. And we chat as you tell me you noticed I never spoke about me and what I do. You spit out the words that people like me are not welcome here. And do I know I'd better be careful here? Your hot breath and hotter words sear my brain as your dead squad hands start to touch me. And the bile rises in my throat at the vile certainty of what will come next. No love in those dead squad hands. No lust in those dead squad hands, unless you count the bloodlust of threat and violence. Do I scream out loud, or do I just scream inside? What difference would either scream make, except perhaps the choice of the loud scream that most likely would make your eyes blaze even more and remind you of those dead nuns? So I continue my now practiced endurance as I did at dinner. No refuge there, even in a room full of people. What refuge here, alone, in the room of the hotel I now know to be owned by your uncle? Your hate penetrates me, and I endure, waiting for you to exit me and leave this room in your uncle's hotel. And when you finally do, I cannot tell if it's been a minute or an eternity. But I do note that there's no smirk of sexual conquer in your dead squad face as you snarl your parting short. Watch out, I know who you are. The door closes softly, and I force myself to pick up my book. Read, I command myself, forcing my eyes to move across a page I cannot really see. Keep your breathing as shallow as possible until the noxious vapors of death dissipate. That didn't really just happen. If you never talk about it, no one can question your political judgment. If you never talk about it, no one can ever say, what the hell were you thinking when you made that stupid fucking decision?